The White House team asked Yang's team for studies on the effects of UBI. This is fucking happening. Hashtag Yang was right. No way. Absolutely no way that would ever happen. There's no way the Trump administration would ever. Trump admin strongly considering sending citizens money to help get through coronavirus emergency. Money! Alright everybody, JoJo references aside, let's just jump right into this one. But before we do, all you have to do is leave a like on this video, leave a dislike on this video, leave a comment on this video, even if that comment says, Crow, we hate JoJo references, because all comments are great for the YouTube algorithm, and all JoJo references are great, so we'll know that you're lying. Anyways, guys, Yang was right has been trending. It was trending yesterday. I think it finally stopped today. But the reason why is because the White House gave a press conference. In that press conference, they essentially stated that they want to directly give money out to U.S. citizens because they are foreseeing a pretty hard quarantine, hard lockdowns, and shutting down of a lot of different businesses. So putting cash into people's hands in terms of a stimulus, not UBI, would benefit the economy. Now, I don't know if that's really true. I think Barack Obama tried giving people a stimulus check back in 2008, 2009. That didn't really go over too well, but it is different from UBI. And I just want to go over the differences, and then we'll jump right into the hashtag. We'll see what people are tweeting about. But under UBI, Andrew Yang was planning to essentially put a VAT tax on foreign goods from U.S. companies, use that to pay out a freedom dividend of $1,000 to every single American. Now, there's issues with that system, obviously. First off, there are some very wealthy people who just do not need $1,000, and some very poor people who $1,000 would be great for, right? But what's going on with the White House is they're not taking UBI as a system that they want to move forward with. What they're doing is saying, well, during the coronavirus crisis, they would like to give people some sort of stimulus check monthly. Now, I've heard varying figures, but it seems about $1,000, which is exactly the number Andrew Yang was proposing. So there's a lot of similarities, and they are in communication with Andrew Yang's team, which is pretty cool. I mean, Andrew Yang, his UBI idea, it's about the fact that a lot of people will lose their jobs moving forward with automation. Now, he was foreseeing this problem taking place in about 10 to 15 years, to my understanding. He really wasn't considering the idea of a crisis of this nature, especially not one that happened right now. Also, he wants UBI to last, from the time he signs it up until forever. The Trump admin is talking about only giving it out during the coronavirus crisis, but, and this is a huge but, there has not been a single government program that has ever been started that has then ended. I mean, Social Security would be the big one. That was not supposed to be a forever thing. It was supposed to be a temporary solution, to my understanding, during the Great Depression, and it still exists today, and now it's like, it's bankrupt because of that. And the issue is, when something stops working, when UBI stops working, when this $1,000 a month stops working, the government solution is not to end the program. It will be, well, we just need to keep throwing money at it, and then more money will make it work. That's not to say that right now, during times of any sort of emergency, and it has been declared a national emergency, regardless of what you think about the actual effects of coronavirus, that doing a program like this makes sense. And I just want to jump into the Yang was right hashtag, but I saw this from Andrew Yang, and this is kind of funny. So after the press conference, this tweet popped up where they talked about giving Americans $1,000, and Bernie Sanders calls for emergency $2,000 cash payments to every household in America every month for the duration of the crisis, because he's Bernie Sanders, and he had to just jump on it and say, I'll give you some more money. But I like this. He put, I like where Bernie's head is. And then this person responds, it would have been cool if you endorsed him. It would indeed have been cool. I just love that response. Yeah, Andrew Yang flat out stated he would endorse whichever candidate came out in favor of UBI. Bernie Sanders never did. A lot of the Bernie Sanders supporters were incredibly salty and upset that he did not do that because they said that Sanders was the closest thing to Yang. Not true at all, by the way. But I just like how he just plays this whole thing off. And the responses he gets are pretty funny, too. Bro, what is wrong with you? Blink twice if you need help. You are just the worst. See, these are the Sanders supporters that wanted the Yang supporters to get behind them while they trashed Andrew Yang. And they still do because Andrew Yang doesn't do what they want them to do. And that's why you gotta love Andrew Yang. So, he gets some likes because he is awesome and a retweet. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So, Yang was right. Former Trump White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci endorses the Andrew Yang program. You got to get cash in people's hands immediately. Thank you, Scaramucci. So, Scaramucci was with the Trump admin for a very brief period of time. He actually stated that $1,000 wouldn't be enough, but he really does like Andrew Yang's proposal. A lot of people are giving out ideas very similar to what Andrew Yang was offering. And it's kind of sad that Andrew Yang was forced to pull out. You know, the DNC did a lot of rule changing. Andrew Yang wasn't getting that much support. And oh man, if he had stayed into the very end, up until this whole coronavirus thing, I think everyone would have just gotten right behind him because you kind of see why UBI makes a little bit of sense. Now, I don't think it's a solution for everything, but clearly there is a time and a place for it, and this seems like the time and place for it. When I drove around Iowa visiting #YangGang in town after town, what struck me was how incredible and diverse you all are, and how much passion-fueled effort you are pouring into moving humanity forward. I didn't do this, neither did Andrew, you all did. #Yang was right. And to my understanding, yeah, this is writer and unconditional basic income advocate with a crowd-funded basic income. So, very big Yang supporter over here. Too bad Biden already committed to a female running mate. Andrew Yang just became an amazing VP candidate. Oh, that is true. Can you just imagine if Sanders goes in and says, I want Andrew Yang as my VP? If Biden had just not done the woke, I am going to choose a female VP. I mean, dude, Andrew Yang, you should have chosen Andrew Yang. Oh my god. Just watched Yang on CNN mention he's in contact with the White House and offering his expertise and resources to implement UBI. I mean, I love that. I really do. Waiting for the hit the sellout comments in 3, 2, 1. It's gonna happen. The Bernie Sanders supporters are pissed off with Andrew Yang. Now this person, this is not UBI, but this is the biggest trial UBI has had and will be used as proof of efficiency for permanent UBI. This is a great first step forward for UBI. True, actually. Yeah, this is pretty true. Now, regardless of what you think about universal basic income or unconditional basic income, whichever one you want to call it, what's happening right now, you could say if the Trump admin implements it and it is a successful program, it would be the best trial run of UBI for the nation. Now, again, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It will not be a temporary program. It will eventually become something that everyone has forever and ever and eversies because the government does not end any programs. So I think that's why they're actually in touch with Andrew Yang, because they kind of understand whatever they implement is forever. It's never going to go away. So if you want some free monies, there you go. Oh man. Who's the hottest man on the planet right now? YangGang. When he ran, Andrew Yang argued that the social safety net wasn't up to the challenge of a real crisis. He did. And that tying our survival to employment was short-sighted. He did do that too. Now we see lawmakers from across the aisle endorsing UBI. Yang was right. Just spent months campaigning for the only candidate who warned that our survival absolutely cannot be based on our labor in an era this precarious. Weeks after he drops out, over 20% of American jobs are under imminent threat and they have no net. Yang was right. I mean, yeah, I can't really argue with this. So the thing is, like, it is insane how quickly the Trump administration has just flat out got him behind the idea of Andrew Yang. Now, what I really want to understand is, how could you Democrats not get behind Andrew Yang? They called him all sorts of bullshit. They called him a corporate shill. They said he was a poser. They said some racist shit too. But look, Andrew Yang was the perfect candidate for the Democrats. He was. Think about it. He's young. He's ambitious. He's created actual jobs before. His UBI was definitely forward thinking. And had they gotten behind Andrew Yang, can you just imagine at the start of this crisis, his idea as your candidate? I mean, and not just that, but you have a lot of people that support Trump that actually really like Andrew Yang. I even like Andrew Yang, and I don't think all his ideas are great, but you cannot deny that in this one specific case, right now, during a crisis, Andrew Yang's proposal is the one that makes the most sense. Now, I know some people are going to argue with me on that one because, look, stimulus packages, they don't always work. And what Trump is trying is more like a stimulus check, right? Flood people with a bunch of cash, get them spending money, keep their heads afloat. Same thing that Obama tried during the recession. And I know I said 2008, 2009. I may have been 2009, 2010. I cannot remember 100%. But I mean, it's actually really crazy because you have Trump's administration actually stating that this is what they are going to be doing, that they want to give Americans basically $1,000 check each month until the coronavirus crisis ends. You have Tulsi Gabbard working with AOC on their own version of UBI. So you have the left, you've got the right, all of them kind of coming together and agreeing, yeah, Andrew Yang was correct. AP Politics. President Trump wants the government to send checks to Americans in the next 2 weeks in an effort to curb the economic cost of the coronavirus outbreak. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, we're looking at sending checks to Americans immediately, and I mean now, in the next 2 weeks. Bravo! Bravo! Trump and Mnuchin appear on board with direct cash payments to tens of millions of Americans. Inconceivable like 3 days ago. Yeah, it totally is. Oh, man. But see, this is a great thing, right? People are coming together. They are agreeing. We don't know if this will actually work. But, you know, if people are not going to be able to go to their jobs, if people are being told to stay home, locked down, you know, they're going to need money to make, you know, that car payment, you know, the mortgage payments. I'm glad that they've said that they will be withholding, you know, they're not going to penalize you for not paying your tax this year if you go late on it. But there does need to be something that happens here if you're telling people that they need to stay home, they can't go to work. You know, you got restaurants shutting down, bars are shutting down, small businesses are shutting down. This does seem like it makes sense. Now, if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. This has just been totally freaking bizarre to see this happen so quickly within just the course of a few days. I mean, it is a great thing for Andrew Yang, because I guarantee you Andrew Yang runs in 2024, and if the Democrats do not nominate him, they are, I don't even know how to say it, but they are incredibly dumb. And I know we already know that they're incredibly dumb, so there's a very large possibility that they don't. Oh man. But congratulations to the YangGang. Like 100% congratulations to the YangGang, because one of the biggest things that they have been pushing for, they are getting a trial run. If this works, you will see UBI continue. You will see people continue to get a monthly check just for existing. And the nice thing is that because this will work as like a trial run, they will figure out what works, what doesn't, and I guarantee you 2024, Andrew Yang comes over with a new UBI proposal with all the kinks worked out, and mean, there's a very good possibility that he gets the Democrats actually behind him. I know we're talking like way off in the future. 4 years sounds like it's not that far away, but time moves quickly. So, alright guys, that's the video. Thank you so much. If you haven't already dropped a like, do it now. If you haven't left a comment already, do it now. And I'll see you in the next one.